You were chosen by God. The calling you cannot ignore. From the moment you came into this world, something in your heart already resonated differently. Many of us spend our entire lives trying to understand this feeling, this emptiness, this sense that something greater awaits us. Perhaps you have wondered why you always felt out of place, why you cannot settle for an ordinary life. No matter how much you try to fit in, something inside you always knows there is a greater purpose waiting to be fulfilled. This restlessness you feel is the key to understanding the divine calling. The fact that you are here now, listening to these words, is no coincidence. You were chosen not by chance, but because God has a special plan for you. This plan is unique and was designed before you were even born. It may be difficult to understand this calling immediately, but everything you have lived through until now, the highs and lows, has been part of this divine plan. God's calling is not something you can ignore for long. Many times God's calling comes as an internal feeling, a nudge you cannot explain. God's calling can be soft and silent, but it never disappears. You may be at a point in your life where you don't know exactly what your purpose is, but this feeling of restlessness, of searching for something more, is a sign that your mission is about to be revealed. The chosen ones. A supernatural mission. Being chosen by God does not mean everything will be easy. On the contrary, the journey of a chosen one is full of challenges, trials, and tests that often seem too overwhelming. However, suffering and obstacles are not meant to destroy you, but to prepare you for the grand purpose that God has for your life. Many of us grow up with the feeling that we are different. Perhaps you have gone through moments of rejection, misunderstanding, or even isolation, where it seemed like no one around you understood the deep questions you carried. These feelings are not random. They are part of God's preparation process for your mission. From the moment you started living, the universe began to conspire in your favor. That feeling that something was missing in your life, that is your spirit crying out for a divine purpose. Everything you have experienced so far, the joys, the traumas, the doubts, has a purpose. The difficulties you face, often more intense than those of other people, are the way God molds your soul and prepares you for the great mission ahead. God never calls someone without preparing them first. The process of spiritual growth requires time, patience, and above all, faith. The challenges of the journey, strength in times of trial. The path of the chosen one is not easy. In fact, it is often difficult, full of challenges that seem unbearable. This happens because the purpose of a chosen one is something grand, something that will impact many lives. God does not give small missions to those He has chosen. You may feel that your journey is harder than that of others. Perhaps you have faced painful losses, moments of rejection, or situations where no one believed in you. This process is part of spiritual training. It is not meant to punish you, but to strengthen you. When God allows you to face tough battles, He is preparing you for something greater. It is not a punishment, it is a test of resilience and faith. Think of the great spiritual leaders throughout history. They all went through moments of great suffering before fulfilling their missions. Moses, for example, was called to free the people of Israel, but his journey was marked by immense challenges, from his childhood in a hostile environment to leading a people who constantly questioned his decisions. However, God was preparing Moses for something great, something he could not have accomplished without the purification and training process. Many of us, when facing difficulties, ask, "Why me, God?" And the answer is simple: because you are strong enough to endure and learn from these experiences. The greatest battles are given to the strongest warriors because God knows you have the strength within you to overcome them. So when you feel like you are at your limit, when everything seems to be falling apart, know that this is a sign that your mission is about to be revealed. The awakening, the moment of revelation. The life of a chosen one is not an endless succession of trials. There are moments of clarity, moments of revelation when everything begins to make sense. You may be going through a period of confusion, not knowing exactly which direction to take, but know that God is in control, and at the right time, He will reveal what you need to know. The spiritual awakening of the chosen ones can happen in many ways. It may be a significant event, such as a great loss, a sudden change, or even a simple, deep reflection. The important thing is that in that moment you begin to perceive the signs around you. They are everywhere, in the words of a person, in a song, or even in a simple prayer. God speaks to us in many ways. He does not only use words or explicit voices. Often, He uses life circumstances, everyday situations, to show us the direction we must follow. When you sincerely and openly connect with God, He begins to reveal more about the mission He has for you. Perhaps you have already started to feel this change within you. The truth is that for the chosen ones, spiritual awakening does not happen by chance. It is a divine process, carefully orchestrated to guide you to the greater purpose He has for your life. Preparing for the greater purpose, how to answer the calling. Now that you are beginning to understand that you were chosen for something greater, it is time to prepare to answer God's calling. The path of a chosen one is not about waiting passively for things to happen. No, it is about being proactive. You must actively seek divine direction in your life, be willing to follow God's will, even when it is not easy or does not make sense. Many times this means letting go of what is comfortable and familiar to follow a path that seems uncertain. This can be scary. You may fear the unknown, fear what might happen, but know that God does not abandon us. When He calls us, He also prepares us. You may not understand everything right away, but as you walk in faith, the pieces of the puzzle will begin to fit together. Seek a connection with God through prayer, meditation, and reading His Word. Be open to the signs He sends. Sometimes God speaks through other people or through small circumstances that carry great meaning. By doing this, you align yourself with His divine plan and begin to see your purpose revealed more clearly. The time is now, the moment to act. If you are hearing this message now and feel something ignite inside you, then the time to act is now. Do not wait any longer. Do not let doubt or fear paralyze you. The world needs your light, your strength, your purpose. God has chosen you for something greater, and He is calling you to act. This is the moment to take the first step. The path may not be easy, but the reward will be eternal. God does not call us to easy paths, but He gives us the strength needed to face any challenge. And remember, you will never be alone. God will be with you every step of the way, guiding your journey. If you feel in your heart that you were chosen, if you feel that something greater is awaiting you, then it is time to awaken to this reality. No matter where you are right now, God is already preparing you for what is to come. In the comments, share your story. Do you feel that you were chosen for something greater? What challenges have you faced that helped awaken your purpose? In the description of this video, you will also find the link to Resonancia Mental, the most powerful tool in the world for subconscious reprogramming. Thank you for your presence.